Oh, sorry. That's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to report.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch a broadcast, and if you want to join live chat, go to Reaver.one, click on the live stream. You can become part of the show and join the conversation. If you want to support the show, or if you just want some really cool t-shirts, go to Reaver.one. Oh my God. Reaver.one/SHOP. That's Reaver.one shop. /shop. Or if you just go to Reaver.one, click on the shop button, it'll take you right there. You can get some really great t-shirts. Still trying to wake up. How was everybody's weekend? Hopefully everybody was safe, had fun, had some relaxing time. I actually had to do some work around the house. I'm paying for it today. I'll tell you that. So, news out of Turkey, and last I saw, we have 50 dead. A terror attack has happened in Turkey. What seems to have happened is ISIS teenager, maybe as young as 12 years old, strap a suicide bomb vest on himself, walk into a wedding, and set it off. This is a country that has been help protecting ISIS. And it seems, for whatever reason, ISIS decided to make a bomb go boom. It's pretty sick and pretty sad that this is going on in any country. This is why we have to watch and pay attention to our surroundings. People, this was a possibly 12-year-old, they're saying a very young teenager. And they're putting him at 12 years old, roughly. Now, the left will have you believe this is impossible, yada, yada, yada. And this is what pisses me off, especially about the left. You have events like this that have happened time and time again throughout, going back to Vietnam. And then what does the media do? The media jumps all over it when our military starts to protect themselves against suicide bombers like this. And again, this is going on since Brain fart. Vietnam War. Women. This is not something new, people. And our military is not baby killers. They don't want to be running around killing kids and killing women. But when stuff like this goes on, they have no choice but to protect themselves. So when you give someone an order and you have a gun pointed at them, and they do not listen to that command, do no good. They up to some very evil plans. So this whole idea of our military as baby killers is bullshit, perpetuated by the media and the left, which is funny because they're covering up for the actual baby killers, the left, the ones that push abortion, the ones that push and make it so exciting. They're the ones that are the baby killers. Listen, I know abortions have their place. I'm not disputing that fact. That's not what they're talking about either. But incidents like this in the turkey wedding, I snicker because actually one of a good friend of mine from the firehouse, his nickname was Turkey. So when they just said that turkey wedding, it just... So there's 50 people dead from a teenager running into the celebration, a day that was supposed to be about joy and happiness, turned into a mass murder by ISIS because they were able to convince a young kid to strap a bomb onto himself and convince them that he will wind up in some kind of a heaven type deal when more than anything, he'll wind up in hell. And it's so easy to brainwash these kids into doing this shit. It's saddening that they do it. They don't. Well, they do have the guts. They somewhat do it themselves, but you never see these top commanders do it. They always sucker someone else into running and killing themselves. It is absolutely disgusting. You keep hearing Donald Trump should drop out of the presidential race. He's beating Hillary. He's making Hillary look bad. He should drop out of the race. Shut the fuck up. So sick of that stuff. See something. Right now, I think we're going to talk about it later. Trump has a 2-point lead, which is nice. I don't think it's that low. I think Hillary is in trouble. Look at... All right, we'll get to that later. $50 plus people. I just... I don't know. It's absolutely disgusting that this is going on. I don't know. It's, and I know what I do here, I should have more. It just, and I saw, and I'm trying to find it. That's the other reason why I'm a little stuttering idiot. Real quick, Louisiana residents are calling out Black Lives Matter. They scream about being the black people, and they're supposed to be standing up. Where the hell are they for Louisiana? We haven't heard hide or hair of them with the flooding in Louisiana. They're not about the black people. They are a militarized, a militia type group. No, they're like the KKK. They're started by the Democrats to cause issue with Republican voters. They're there to intimidate people into not voting for Republicans, even though it's having a pretty much opposite effect. But they are no different than well, they're no different than the KKK and what they did. We can talk about that later. Now, there was a second. There was a boy in Iraq. There's video of Kurdish security forces catching this kid who's believed to be right around the age of 12 or 13 years old. They caught him, removed the suicide vest, were able to safely dispose of it and detonate it. And they now have this kid in custody. It came less than 24 hours after the Turkey incident, which has 51 people killed roughly right now, and 69 injured, 17 seriously. And again, this was at a wedding. People were at a wedding. This is innocent people. It's not political. It's not military. ISIS attacks citizens. You ever notice that they kill citizens? They're not going after the high military bases. I mean, they've gotten our military base a couple of times, but nothing compared to what they do to the citizens. They don't go after political figures. They got a problem with these political figures, but they don't attack them. And we have a bunch of Democrats that don't have the freaking balls to protect us here in the United States. They want to play patty cake because they're so afraid of war, even though war has been declared on us. There's such a left-wing presence in the whole world, and they're too afraid to stand up and fight, too afraid to actually protect their citizens. They're a bunch of cowards, these countries' politicians are anymore. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. And on a different note, I really am starting to wonder about the health issues with Hillary, because I'm seeing too many times of her little head twitch and that horse's mouth opening. And I'm not trying to knock Hillary. It's the best way I can explain it. She's done it too many times lately. A lot of doctors are coming out and saying that is some health issues, some brain injuries that are going on with her. One time, okay, she was being a smartass. 2 times, and it's happening more than 3 times. I don't know about that. That has me. That really has me questioning. Oh, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, and I keep hearing that Trump is the violent one. We all hear that. Trump and his supporters are the violent one. Let me ask you a question. You heard of 1 or 2 incidents, very small incidents of any violence during a Trump rally from a Trump supporter. You had the one where the guy sucker punched another guy. And just something didn't sit right with that. And I think that guy was one of these paid actors that did it. These paid agitators from the left to make Trump look bad. It's in the leaked emails to start issues like that in Trump rallies. So it doesn't surprise me. What we do see a lot is violence from the left. And it's happened again at a Donald Trump rally. Actually, it was at a campaign fundraiser in Minneapolis on Friday night. Leftist agitators viciously attacked attendees. Video shows dozens of anti-Trump activists shouting obscenities and throwing debris as they surround Donald Trump supporters attempting to exit the Minneapolis Convention Center. Now, the left will justify it by accusing Donald Trump of violence. Have you ever noticed that? And even these never Trump pieces of shit, because I'm about had it with these never Trump idiots. I really have had it because they are not conservative whatsoever. They run their mouths. They're insulting. They're derogatory. Then they turn around and try to blame it on Trump for their actions. Their actions, not Trump's, but they blame it like a liberal would blame everybody else for their actions. And that's what's going on here. As soon as they do this, they then blame it on Trump. When all the violence, we'll go 97% of the violence has come from the left. I can remember there was 2 incidents. 2. Actually, 1 I can only remember. The incidents are coming from the left, and then they blame Donald Trump and this lamestream media. What do? They jump all over it and blame it on Trump. The mainstream, whatever you want to call it, CNN, MSNBC, and even Fox have been distorting the facts that people can see what's going on and distort it, and they're trying to blame it on Trump. Why? Because all these so-called news agencies are in bed with globalists. Open borders. And yes, Fox, owned by Rupert Murdoch, is an open border globalist. They distort the facts on what's going on. And I haven't seen anything. I haven't watched a lot of news this weekend. I did my I'm staying away from everything weekend. I had some stuff to do around the house. Tried to fix my riding lawnmower and friggin' carburetor shot on it. I know how to fix carburetors. well, somewhat. But this one has electronics in the bowl and all this crap. And I'm like, geez, many crickets. I ain't messing with this. As soon as you hook up the gas to it, you just get this flow of gasoline nonstop. And it's just flooding out the carburetor. And it wasn't stopping the flow. So I think something in the bowl went. I don't know. I'm not sure because I can't get it apart. So a new carburetor is like $150. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can get a carburetor for, well, I don't know about nowadays. Back in the day, I can get a carburetor for a car for $150. Oh, it just like, holy Nikes. So that got me going with my back and stuff. My joints, I was in pain. So my grass was getting out of control. So I borrowed my dad's push mower. What normally would take me maybe a half hour to mow my lawn, with my back and everything, it was like 2-3 hours. Oh, got done, showered up. And then, of course, my wife went outside to rake all the grass so it doesn't kill the grass. My daughter went out and helped, of course, and she was helping me when I was out mowing. She was doing some stuff. So that was my weekend, and sorry for jumping subject. It's just, holy shit, I'm still paying for it today. But yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of these attacks that are happening, and the left, like everything else, blames Trump, and I think we're going to discuss it tomorrow. I got some articles set. Hillary Clinton has been hiding her health issues. Donald Trump has been pushing for her medical records to get released. So what does Hillary Clinton do? Starts mandating and attacking Trump for not releasing his health records. The woman that is hiding hers is attacking Trump on it. And this is my point of everything. If you notice, the Hillary Clinton seems to be copying. He goes after him. They kind of like parrot it right back at him. When the left does something wrong, they point and blame it on Trump. They don't have an original thought in their goddamn head, and it's almost funny. Almost laughable. And it's like, damn. The media has just totally lost its damn mind. Covering up these incidents, justifying the violence, which I don't understand how they can justify it. They're burning American flags again, and that's what this group is doing nonstop, and they're for the left. So what does that say about the liberals and the Democrat Party with the burning of the flags? They don't give a shit about this country, people. They've been teaching these young kids not to care about the nation. They don't care about our Constitution. We've seen them walk all over it. They want to go to globalist. That is not in line with our Constitution. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube, Spreaker, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be. And it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is. And that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We're always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf from the stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense. The Jersey Takeover is here, and we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, if you want to watch a broadcast, or if you want to join the live chat, you can go to Reaver.one, click on the live stream, and you can both watch, listen, and join the conversation at the same time. I make it easy for everybody. We're still broadcasted. We're still affiliated. Everything. My allegiance is SHR Media. Just trying to make it easy for everybody than telling you to go to SHR Media for this. Go to Reaver.one. Just Reaver.one. And don't forget to go to SHR Media and keep up to date with what's going on. I just totally confused everybody, didn't I? Want to support the show and become unconfused? Go to Reaver.one/shop. Pick yourself up a survival bracelet. Constitutional pocket. Well, constitutional book, pocket sized. Get yourself Thomas Jefferson holding an AR-15, talking about this is the last line of defense against tyranny. Get yourself the Second Amendment, the original Homeland Security t-shirt. Or you can get your Vote Monica. Yeah, Vote Monica, that's right. She'll get the job done when Hillary can't. Or you can just get the Hillary Clinton Life is a Bitch, Don't Vote for One t-shirt. Those and so many. We have the thin blue line American flag with the phrase of Blue Lives Matter underneath of it. Get them now while we still have them. Go to Reaver.one/shop. That is REAVER.ONE/SHOP. So where do we leave off? Well, one of the things is that there was an excellent article, and it's hitting it dead on. The American journalism is collapsing before our very eyes. Iran criticized Moscow. So now Russia is not using the military bases in Iran. Oh, well. So, who wouldn't agree that the American journalism is collapsing? Mainstream media, all the major papers have become the bitch for the Democrat Party. They're told what to say, how to say, and when to say it, and that's what they do. They don't report the truth anymore, or once in a blue moon they'll report it. But anymore, mainstream media is the bitch of the left, the liberals, the Democrat Party, the progressives, however you want to fucking word it. They are the bitch for the Democrat Party. Donald Trump may or may not fix his campaign. Hillary Clinton may or may not become the first female president. But something else happening before our eyes is almost as important: the complete collapse of American journalism as we know it. The frenzy to bury Trump is not limited to the Clinton campaign and the Obama White House. They are working hand in hand with what was considered the cream of the nation's news agencies. The shame display of naked partisanship by the elite media is unlike anything seen in modern America. The largest broadcast news, CBS, NBC, and ABC, and major newspapers like the New York Times, Washington Post have jettisoned all pretense of fair play. Their fierce determination to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office has no precedent. And this is coming from an article from the New York Post. Now, you can add New York Post in with the name because they have attacked Donald on every chance that they have got. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they have attacked. Which is kind of surprising that this article was there. Indeed, no foreign enemy, no terror group, no native criminal gang suffers the daily beating that Trump does. The bad mullahs of Iran, who call America the great Satan and vows to wipe Israel off the map, are treated gently by comparison. By torching its remaining credibility in service of Clinton, the mainstream media's reputations will likely never recover, nor will the standards. No future producer, editor, reporter, or anchor can be expected to meet a test of fairness when that standard has been trashed in such willful and blatant fashion. Liberal bias in journalism is often baked into the cake. The traditional ethos of comforting the afflicted and afflicting the comfortable leads to demand that government solve every problem. Favoring big government then becomes routine and among most journalists, especially young ones. I know because I was one of them. I started at the Times while the Vietnam War and Civil Rights movement raged, and was full of certainty about right and wrong. My editors were too, though in a different way. Our boss of bosses, the legendary Abe Rosenthal, knew his reporters leaned left, so he leaned right to keep the paper straight. Times, except for the opinion page, was scrubbed free of reporters' political views. An etiquette that was enforced by giving the opinion and news operations separate editors. The church and state structure was one reason the Times was considered the flagship of journalism. Those days are gone. The Times now is so out of the closet that it is giving itself permission to violate any semblance of even hard-handedness in its news pages as well as its opinion pages. A recent article by its media reporter, Jim Rutherford, whom I know and like, began this way. If you're working journalist and you believe that Donald J. Trump is a demigod playing as a nation's worst racist and nationalistic tendency, that he cozies up to anti-American dictators, and that he would be dangerous with control of the United States nuclear code, heck, you are supposed to cover him. Whoa, Nelly. The clear assumption is that many reporters see Trump that way, and that it is noteworthy that no similar question is raised about Clinton, whose scandals are deserving only of scrutiny. Ruttenberg approvingly cites a leftist journal who calls one candidate normal and the other abnormal. Clinton is hardly normal. To the 68% of Americans who find her dishonest and untrustworthy, though apparently not a single one of those people writes for the Times, statistically that makes the Times abnormal. We have all seen this time and time again anymore. There is such a blatant to Hillary. And I'm not asking for Donald Trump to be given a free pass. But I would like to see equal reporting on both. After Trump, you go after Clinton. You don't ignore all the issues that are going on. You're misinforming. You're not putting the facts out anymore. You leave out so much of the conversation that it's not even funny anymore. You're not missing one or two issues. You are missing God knows how many scandals this woman has been a part of. You are help covering up all those issues and not giving your readers, your listeners, your watchers the full information, all the facts. You're not even diluting it. You have substituted a whole category. You become just the PR department of the Clinton campaign. And that's all these papers and news agencies have become. They're not news agencies anymore. They're Hillary Clinton's bitches. And I wonder how these rich people feel that own these news agencies, papers, shows, that they're nothing more than Hillary's bitch. Spending all those years to make all that money just to become someone's bitch. Again, I'm not asking for Donald Trump to be given a pass on the media. But what I do expect is an equal reporting. And we're not getting that as people. And that should tell the people something about Hillary Clinton. That should tell you something about Donald Trump. If they're going after him that bad and covering up Hillary Clinton, there's something they're covering up. Everybody knows there's all these issues. Everybody. And that they're not being reported or talked about tells you how bad they are. That they attack and make up stories so bad against Trump. That should tell you how bad this is. That they are making up issues to attack. Go on with the article. It is an impossible task, and Ruttenberg fails must be because he must. Any reporter who agrees with Clinton about Trump has no business covering either candidate. It's pure bias, which the Times fancies itself an expert in detecting in others, fully tolerant of its own. And with the top political editor quoted in the story as approving the one-sided coverage as necessary and deserving, the prejudice is now officially policy. It's a historic mistake and a complete break with the paper's own tradition. Instead of dropping its standards, the Times should bend over backwards to enforce them, even while acknowledging that Trump is a rare breed. That's the whole point of standards. They are designed to guide decisions, not just in easy cases, but in all cases to preserve truth. Trust. It is, and that's the problem we're having, because so many people still believe in the fact that these supposed news agencies, whether paper, television, or radio, some of these people still believe that they are reporting the truth. So when they don't get the other side of the story of Clinton, they're believing just the one side. And that's what they're trying to do, these news agencies. They're trying to taint the actual truth with a one-sided story. And I don't understand, because the money they can make for printing the truth on both would be out. I can't even imagine the money. Even if they do alternate weeks, have different reporters. This week, we're going to have these sets of reporters, and they're going to investigate Donald Trump. The next week, it's going to be investigation of Hillary Clinton, and go back and forth and give the actual truth and not this made-up bullshit. Oh, Donald Trump said something mean, and that was a threat. No, not that made-up bullshit. But I am laughing on one point that we are actually discussing this all of a sudden, because this has been going on for 8 years. The alternate media, like SHR Media, has been pointing out the bias in the mainstream media. I mean, they've been absolutely biased for the liberals, and it's just getting worse and worse. Trump has been pointing that out, and he's forcing conversations. He has forced Obama, he has forced Hillary to say things that they didn't want to say. He has forced them to do things. He shamed them into doing stuff because it's the right thing to do. I mean, Trump goes down to Louisiana to the Democratic governor, donates $100,000, sends a truckload of toys, food, clothing, and has the Democratic governor speaking very highly of Donald Trump. Now, all of a sudden, you have our president, who has been vacationing, playing golf, campaigning for Hillary Clinton, sitting on his ass, and not going down there. Now that he's almost done his vacation, he decides he's going to do his presidential job and go down there and oversee the damage that has been done with the floods. Now, remember, let's take a trip down a little memory. Let's go back to Katrina. Bush didn't get down there fast enough, and the liberal media jumped all over him. But they're quiet. That President Obama hasn't gone down to this massive flooding that has gone on. And I hear we can't compare the two. They're different. They're totally different. No, they're not. There are an act of nature that has caused mass flooding in Louisiana. There's people that have lost their lives, lost their homes, lost everything. One was caused by a bad rainstorm, multiple rainstorms that came through. One was caused by a hurricane. They have the same results, and the media is showing its bias by attacking President Bush, that he didn't get down there fast enough, and ignoring the fact that Obama has been on vacation, and the excuse of, well, you see, he's got a very busy schedule to put in, 10 rounds of golf? Be still if he stopped a game of golf. You know, he'll normally fly all over the goddamn place on the dime of America. But when it's time for him to do his goddamn job, he can't leave his golf game. Well, he left to go campaign for Hillary Clinton, to fundraise for Hillary Clinton. But he couldn't go down to Louisiana and assess the damage. This article goes on and says the Times, of course, is not alone in becoming unhinged over Donald Trump. But that's also the point. It used to be unique because of its adherence to fairness. Now its only standard is a double standard. One that is proudly confessed. Shame would be more appropriate. The bias in the media is deafening. It is so loud. One-sided standard going on. They attack the Republican Party and are silent on the left, the Democrats. You don't hear them. And the amazing thing, there's so many stories that they can go after the left on. The corruption, the illegal donations, the dozens of scandals that have involved Hillary Clinton, the dozens of scandals that involved Obama. They would still be reporting on shit with Obama for the past 7.5+ years. They wouldn't have to go making up stories on Donald Trump, because if they were actually covering the news and what is going on in politics, they would be busy as hell. Hillary Clinton would be a full-time job for CNN alone if they were actually reporting on her and not covering up. MSNBC would still be trying to discuss all the scandals involving Obama if they were reporting the news and not covering it up. Their ratings might actually be out of the toilet, and they might be competing with Fox and others. But instead, they choose to cover everything up and have their ratings in the toilet. Their ratings scream that no one wants to listen to their bullshit anymore. Their ratings scream the people are not that stupid. Other make up stories and be one-sided than report the truth. I know people on the right are tired of it. We're not asking for special favoritism. We just want the truth reported. If a Republican put us $10 trillion in debt, they would not be reporting how great the economy is. They would be attacking about how much debt has been added. It's just, I mean, I can keep going on and on and on about this. And anybody with more than 2 brain cells can see the absolute bias in our media. And I don't know what else to say. It's getting absolutely. And if you look at, and people are buying into it. Hillary Clinton has a new ad out. Donald Trump will set off the nukes. Well, I seem to remember her using that same tactic against Obama. Anybody remember that? It's funny because she's not using anything new against Trump. She used most of the same tactics against Obama back in 2008. But that's fine. she talks about how, and the media jumps all over it, about how Trump will have his hand on the nuclear button and he'll be setting it off. Well, what about Hillary's short circuits? How many nukes will get sent off when she short circuits? But that is okay. And no one complains about that. There's so many things that come from Hillary that the media just ignores. How many people are dead with affiliation from the Clintons? Working for them, affiliated. They keep winding up dead. They talk about Donald Trump attacking a Gold Star father. What about Hillary Clinton attacking a Gold Star mother, calling them a liar outright? I don't seem to remember the media saying shit about that. That is ignored. Donald Trump stood up to the father and even talked about how his son was a hero. But Hillary Clinton went after Pat Smith and all the families that she lied to that day and calls them liars. When there's video of her saying it over the dead, that it was over a video. There's a video on it, and she denies it happens and calls these parents, wives, brothers, sisters, liars. When there's video of her saying it, and the media ignores it. How can they sit there and ignore that? There's video proving what she did, and they protect her. How much longer is the media, and how much longer is the American people going to be complicit in allowing these types of incidents to keep happening? Have the power to stop it. Stop buying their papers. Stop watching their programs. That easy. Stop dealing with the people that sponsor these programs. The commercials. Stop buying their products. I'm not talking a ban. Just stop buying it. Don't put up with it. Take the power of the money and take it away from them. Because they talk about having the power because they're rich. We're the ones that spend our hard-earned money on the sponsors and on the commercials that keep them in business. It's that simple, people. Buying the products. Email, call, say, I'm going to stop buying your products. You are XYZ show, news agency, whatever. Because of their dishonesty, I will not buy a product that you're sponsoring their product, or you're sponsoring their show. So your product must not be that trustworthy if you are sponsoring that untrustworthy person. That's what's fun about not having sponsors right now. I don't have to worry about that type of stuff. One day I may have them. I don't know. Comes. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, Red Nation Rising Radio, Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be. And it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is. And that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We're always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and hyphensdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cough was stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, if you want to watch a broadcast or if you want to go to Reaver.one, click on the live chat. There you can watch broadcasts, listen to the broadcast, and you can join the conversation. You can become part of the chat and be part of the show. So, lastly, but most importantly, if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one/shop and pick out from so many items to choose from. Show that you support the Reaver of Common Sense and get a Reaver of Common Sense t-shirt. Wear it loud and proud. Starting at $14.99. They're a steal. You have the pro-gun. You have the anti-Hillary shirts. Blue Lives Matter t-shirts. Check them out. Get them while they're there. They're custom made when you order. So, all right, what else do we have going on? Let's see. This one actually, this one amazed me. This one put me on my ass for a minute. This, the nail in the coffin, they're calling it. Huffington Post calls for end to Clinton Foundation. Just shut it down. I about shit myself. Excuse me for that terminology. That's something I remember my grandfather always used to say when he was surprised. The Huffington Post, one of the world's most trafficked news sites, featured a headline on Sunday calling for a closure of the embattled Clinton Foundation. The left-wing's outlet front page banner linked to a New York Times article, which highlights, among other things, that Bill and Hillary's billion-dollar nonprofit has accepted tens of millions of dollars from countries that the State Department, before, during, and after Mrs. Clinton's time as secretary, criticized for their record on sex discrimination and other human rights issues. It has been pointed out time and time again that Hillary has taken money from countries, gays, lesbians, transgender, all those people, to death. They mistreat, beat, stone, kill females for a host of what they call offenses for what we call in America everyday living of women. Driving, going out in public by themselves, having sex out of marriage. The list goes on and on offenses that could get a woman killed. Things that are normal every day here in America This is what Hillary knowingly takes money from. These countries. It's not like it's a hidden secret. They openly kill gays, kill women, mistreat women. And Hillary took millions of dollars from these countries. Millions. Rape is perfectly acceptable in some of these countries. What it has to do is pay a dowry to the family, and all charges are dropped. It's not considered rape then. In other words, if they pay for the sex that they took from that woman against her will, it is perfectly acceptable. And the only way that women can have charges pressed if there is 4 men that agree with her story. And if not, then the woman is charged with crimes of having sex outside of marriage. She gets raped and then she gets charged. And Hillary takes money from those countries. And then she wants to say that she is a champion for the women. Her husband is a sex offender. And she says that she is a champion for the women. The Huffington Post is just the latest outlet to acknowledge that the explosive research found first in Breitbart News senior editor-at-large, Peter Schwartzwitz, New York Times best-selling book Clinton Cash has inspired a massive movement of journalists and political figures on the left, right, and center, calling on the Clintons to dismantle their problematic nonprofit. Now, they have gone out and said that if she's elected president, then she will stop taking foreign donations and corporate donations. So she'll take it while she's running for president. She'll be bought off. But once she gets there, she's not going to be bought off. Already paid for. The Times piece shines the spotlight on a deal involving the sale of American uranium holdings to a Russian state enterprise. And this is the campaign that's always bringing up Russia and trying to link it to Donald Trump. I wonder why. Maybe because she has so many illegal dealings and ties to Russia that if the public actually knew what was going on, it could destroy her campaign. If people actually, and this goes to what we talked about before, if mainstream media actually reported on the dealings of Hillary Clinton, she would have next to no support. If they reported the truth, this would not be a tight race. And not even just reporting the truth. If they just actually reported on what Hillary is doing, what she did as Secretary of State, it is now being linked through the Clinton Foundation that while as Secretary of State, there was a pay-to-play scheme going on. You paid for a quote-unquote speech from Bill Clinton, and Hillary gave the okay for dealings as Secretary of State with those countries. This is absolutely ridiculous. This woman should have never been allowed to run. She has too many dealings with foreign countries. It used to be that would disqualify her. I don't use that term too often, but that would have disqualified any candidate in years past. But this globalist market that certain politicians are pushing, that is no issue to them because that is what they want. And this uranium holding has been tried to be covered up by the Obama administration, but it just keeps popping up. And even the left media is starting to say we can't cover it up too much because they're looking like idiots for not reporting it. Another revelation first revealed in Clinton Cash, which involves major Clinton charitable backers from Canada, as another example of the foundation intersecting with Mrs. Clinton's official role in the Obama administration. For weeks, the Democratic presidential candidate has been bombarded with questions about the apparent global nexus of influence peddling involving top aides to Clinton's offerings preferential treatment to $1 million Clinton Foundation donors when she was the head of the State Department. In a staggering sign of vulnerability, Bill Clinton told a room full of the foundation staff on Thursday that he will resign from the Clinton Foundation board if Hillary Clinton wins the White House in November. The president also pledged to stop giving paid speeches regardless of the outcome of Hillary Clinton's presidential bid. Still, even after the former president's announcement, other Clinton Foundation projects, the Clinton Health Access Initiative, and the CGEP said they would continue to collect donations no matter what happens in November. Bill Clinton's announcements followed former Democratic Pennsylvania governor and longtime Clinton ally Ed Rendell's remark that the foundation should shut down if Hillary Clinton became president. I definitely think if she wins the presidency, they have to disband it. I know it'll be hard for President Bill Clinton because he cares very deeply about what the foundation has done, Rendell told New York Daily News. It would be impossible to keep the foundation open without at least the appearance of a problem. You mean like as she was Secretary of State given favoritism? Nah. On Tuesday, the Boston Globe, which endorsed Hillary Clinton's presidential bid, called for the shutdown of the Clinton Foundation should Hillary win. Even if they've done nothing illegal, the foundation will always look too much like a conflict of interest for comfort, the Globe's editorial board wrote. Not like that's been going on for years, especially as Secretary of State. The new pledge is a stunning tactic admission of wrongdoing, Schweizer wrote on Thursday, adding that it comes too little, too late, and raises the obvious questions. If it would be wrong for Hillary's foundation to accept foreign cash as president, why wasn't it wrong for Hillary's foundation to accept foreign cash from oligarchies and countries who had business pending on her desk as Secretary of State? He went on to, moreover, if, as has been confirmed by numerous mainstream media organizations, Hillary Clinton violated her ethics pledge with the Obama administration to close all Clinton Foundation donations, why should the American people believe she would now honor a new pledge to forego bagging cash from foreign oligarchy and countries? That's a question that the Clintons may not have an answer to, according to those in the government corruption watchdog community. It is very difficult to see how the organization called the Clinton Foundation can continue to exist during a Clinton presidency without that posting all sorts of consequences. It only addresses the most egregious potential conflict. John Wunderlich, the interim executive director of the Sunlight Foundation, had told the Times recently. Now, this is the Huffington Post and the Times. They are in the bag for Hillary, and they're actually reporting a little bit against Hillary. Imagine if they actually looked into the truth of Hillary Clinton's Clinton Foundation and all the misgivings. Imagine if they looked into all the other accusations against Hillary and Obama, if they actually reported on it. And then you have Hillary Clinton, who's running for president. She won't do anything on the weekends because she must be home relaxing. This is the same media ignores that attacked Donald Trump because he flies home almost every night to either New York or Florida so he can sleep in his own bed while out on the primaries. He's spending his own money to do this. But they ignore Hillary Clinton refusing to do weekends because she needs to be home and resting. Hillary Clinton has been somewhat disappeared lately. And a lot of calling that health issues are causing it. The lamestream media is nowhere to be found. And it's just amazing. And then you have the Washington Post. Over half of Clinton Foundation donors ineligible to donate under foreign cash ban. The list is just on. And it's another left-wing media is actually pointing it out that over half of the Clinton Foundation donations would be ineligible to donate money to the foundation under new guidelines that would bar foreign and corporate donation if Hillary Clinton is elected president. 53% of donors who gave $1 million or more to the charity are corporations or foreign citizens, groups, or government. They're the ones screaming about donations like this into campaigning, but yet they are the ones that are the most guilty of it. And it goes to my theory that if you see a liberal complaining of something within politics, you're at the Republicans. You look close enough, they're about to get caught for the same thing. So they're trying to, point the finger elsewhere. It amazes me that I don't know. Hang on, I'm watching one of Hillary's little facial tics. And I'm watching actually her eyes twitch back and forth. I'm going to have to watch more video of some of that stuff. So there's the public policy polling, which is the PPP polls. Internal document, interviews restricted, internal document, do not release, restricted mailing lists, August 13th. Overview, Trump dominates, Hillary flatlines. Data breakdown, a 3-day poll conducted in Florida contacted 715 voters across 63 counties. The results will need to be heavily cleansed before release. The top-level numbers are as follows: 74% Donald Trump, 9% Hillary Clinton, 3% Jill Stein, 1% Gary Johnson, 6% undecided. In 2012, Florida broke 50% to 49.1% for Barack Obama. As of 2016, the official voter registration numbers stand at 4,396,000 for Republicans to 4,659,000 for Democrats. a 263,192 Democrat advantage. Given this registration, the popular vote should be extremely close. Our top-level findings are Hillary's popularity numbers have crashed to fatal levels at 17 to 72, 11% undecided. Trump's approval has increased dramatically with working minorities. He is up 12 points with African-American, 32 points with Latinos. For minorities without employment, he is still underwater but has improved by 8 points. Emails continue to be a largest source of her trust issues, as well as concerns about her failing health. Damn it. Clicked on something and totally. Her failing health. However, the number one factor in her decline has been exposure at the DNC. 72% Democrats, 93% of Republicans find her voice grating. Independents are split 64-36 against her. And I've said repeatedly that her voice sounds like nails on a chalkboard. There's one more, I think one more thing in there. Hang on. Oh, noises. And Trump is expected to win the election by 94% of Democrats, but only 34% of Republicans believe Mr. Trump most likely to win due to media messaging. Despite this, the youthy Mr. Trump is high with a record 91% of registered voters declaring themselves likely, whereas record low of 17% registered Democrat voters have declared themselves likely to vote in the next election. I'd like to see the original document on that. I'll be posting that up on Reaver.1 sometime today or tonight for everybody to read. And you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising, Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be. And it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is. And that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We're always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and hyphensdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying half of the stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back. Ouch. That kind of sucked. Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Yep, I am. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And remember, if you want to join the chat or if you want to watch a broadcast, you can simply go to Reaver.one and click on the live stream. You can join the chat there. You can listen to the show, or you can watch a broadcast of the show, all on the same page. Just go to Reaver.one and click on the live stream button. All right. If you want to support the show, it's just as easy. You go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button, or if you just go to Reaver.one/shop, you can pick up your Reaver of Common Sense shirt, your last defense of time. Oh my God, tyranny. And just go to Reaver.one/shop, and you don't have to listen to me stutter and stammer through this little pitch. So I love this. Bernie Sanders put out there are over 11 million undocumented people in this country. We cannot turn our backs on them. How many people commit murder in this country? But we turn their backs on them, and we still try to convict them and punish them. How many people shoplift? But yet we still don't turn our backs on them, but we try to convict them because they broke a law. The shit of illegal immigrants coming in the country, and we have to treat them like there's some kind of they were prosecuted themselves. No, they came into our country illegally, period. They broke our laws. Done with. We're passion, yes, but we are a country of laws. Simple. You want to come into our countries, follow the rules. Just trying to persuade Mexico into ripping down their wall to the south border and allow the illegal immigrants to flow into their country for jobs. They put up a wall to protect their border. That's acceptable when the United States does it. It is totally different. I'm just dumbfounded. There's so many stupid people anymore. I just don't get it. These are laws. These are what we're supposed to follow. It's simple. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, people commit crimes every day because, well, they're trying to feed their families, and we convict them because they broke laws. Breaking the laws and having an excuse is not. It is so blatant. I don't understand how people can be so blind to it. So, going along the theme of Hillary, bad week or two. We talked about the Huffington Post actually reporting. We talked about the illegal donations that Washington Post has reported. Some of the donors have been the government of Saudi, Australia, the British bank Barclays, major U.S. companies such as Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil, the same companies and people she bitches about. It's funny. She bitches about these countries and these companies, but yet she takes money from them, and more than willingly, they buy her out, and that's okay. And then yet there's still the 1,100 foreign Clinton Foundation donors that both Bloomberg and Washington Post confirm remain secret. There is a foreign donor and former head of Russia's Uranium One, Iran Telfer, gave a total of $2.35 million to the foundation while Hillary Clinton was at the State Department. It just goes on. And now a judge has ordered Hillary Clinton to answer questions under oath in an email lawsuit. Judicial Watch lawyers scored a victory against Hillary Clinton Friday when a federal judge ordered Clinton to provide sworn answers to written questions about her email scandal, though the judge denied the Watch Group's the watchdog group's request for the Democrat nominee to be compelled to provide verbal answers in a deposition. It's the next stage of Judicial Watch litigation in the D.C.-based federal court to uncover all the facts related to Clinton's use of a private homebrew while she was serving as Barack Obama's Secretary of State. District Judge Emmett Sullivan granted one of Judicial Watch's discovery requests to force Clinton to personally answer questions under oath. This woman finally is going to have to go on the record give sworn testimony. And it's either she's got to tell the truth or lie and get caught in those lies, because she's been getting caught in lies after lies. The media may not be reporting it, but she has already got caught in multiple lies. She lied actually under sworn testimony in Congress during committees and got caught in lies. And the media just ignores it and tries to make excuses for her. I don't understand how or what happened where we are now protecting criminals so much. We're protecting illegal immigrants. We're protecting Hillary Clinton with so many illegal activities that have happened time and time again. What happened to the journalism of Woodward and Bernstein? They've sold out just as much. Where the hell is those journalists that blow open Watergate? Remember, there's 18 minutes, 11 minutes missing from the Nixon tapes caused him to step down. You have 33,000 emails missing from Hillary Clinton, and she's running for president. And what's even the funnier about all this is she was kicked off the Watergate investigation because she couldn't be trusted. She was lying. She was taking documents home that should not have left the office. And she was kicked off by Democrats for, sketchy, unethical work attitude. This woman has been on the wrong side of the truth for decades. The court is giving Judicial Watch until October 14th to submit its questions to Clinton, which would mean that her response would not be due until after the election. Judicial Watch is expected to pose its questions much sooner, however, ensuring that Clinton's own words will be part of the campaign narrative before America's poll. We also have WikiLeaks stating they have a bunch of emails of Hillary Clinton's that are enough to indict her, which I'll believe when I actually see those emails. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't trust WikiLeaks. I know they have like a 100% rating right now. When they say they have documents and they actually release those documents, they have been dead on. And if you think about the DNC emails that were released, not one DNC personnel denied the actual emails. They did not deny that those emails existed. They did not deny that that's what was said. And that's the amazing part. They never denied about the disparaging remarks they made against minorities in those emails, but yet they just breezed over it and covered it up. And the news agencies just ignored the fact that racist comments were made by the DNC. And it just got covered up. But I'll believe that WikiLeaks has these so-called indictable emails, because I've heard those types of claims made by hackers before. Specifically anonymous, they make these wide accusations and nothing ever comes about. They supposedly had all these emails already and were supposed to release them. They were supposed to release a bunch of stuff about our government, never did. There was the whole KKK email list, and it really amounted to shit. And they do it so many times. They make these grand claims. So that's why I'm a little skeptical of this indictable 30,000 emails that he has. I hope to God he has them. I'm glad to see this man. He went after Bush over Iraq. And I'm glad to see he's actually going after Hillary. She is a lying this country. Now I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to try to keep it a little bit clean. So hopefully, I mean, we've seen where facts come out and the public ignores it. In 2012, well, Romney didn't do a good job of it. He should have been hammering about Benghazi and just going after him hard. I know it wasn't helped with that that little witch from the moderation who lied on behalf of Obama. She was not neutral in that debate. Imagine if half this illegal activity was going on with the Republicans. Not even a quarter, not even 10% of what is going on would have been ignored. They would have lambasted the Republicans long ago at over 10% of what goes on with the left. They ignore so much of the liberals. It's mind-boggling how much they ignore. Maybe one day they'll get off their ass and do their job. Now, Trump's going around saying that Hillary's amnesty plan will treat illegal immigrants better than our vets are treated. Saturday at a rally in Fredericksburg, Virginia, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump attacked his general election opponent, Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton's proposal on immigration reform. According to Trump, Clinton's efforts would put illegal immigrants in a better position than veterans. Hillary Clinton's amnesty plan will give jobs, benefits, and Social Security to millions of people here illegally at taxpayer expenses, and many of these people are treated better than our vets are treated. It happened, Trump said. Trump went on to point to Clinton's proposed handling of refugees, which he reiterated his line from a day earlier that Clinton would rather provide jobs for refugees than unemployed African American youth. On top of that, according to the U.S. Senate Immigration Subcommittee, her plan would bring 620,000 refugees in her first term alone from Syria. Know who they are or where they came from. Could be the great Trojan horse of all time. Get ready. She would rather provide a job to refugees living overseas than a young, unemployed African-American youth in Virginia. A Trump administration will put American workers first. Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. We will bring America together as one country, again, united as Americans in common proposal and common dreams. We will have a thriving economy, a strong border, a powerful military, a peaceful nation, a rising standard of living. This is what I promise you. Let's get out there and vote on November 8th. That is the message he needs to push more often. I know there's question that he's flip-flopping on his immigration. He's probably, if anything, toning down on how he is saying it, not what he is saying. He has got lambasted, not by me. I liked how he's put it. He's got lambasted, though, on how he has got his message across about illegal immigration. So he's probably being, taught how to soften that message up. It's not softening the stance, but softening the message. So it comes across a little bit easier and not so rough. Ruff. Let's see. And Beck's up to his normal shit. And he predicts an absolute bloodbath from Bannon. Bannon is CEO of Breitbart News. And now the campaign manager, something with Trump. He's high up there. And Glenn Beck predicted on his radio show this past Wednesday that the addition of Stephen Bannon to Republican nominee Donald Trump's campaign would lead to an absolute bloodbath. He goes on to lambaste Bannon. Now, the problem with him is Bannon has Breitbart News very successfully. He has made it a very successful news agency, whereas Beck has ran the Blaze into the ground. He started it. It started to do good. He's got the radio shows. He's got the TV shows, and it's all failing on Beck. And Beck is pissed off that Bannon has been able to do better than him. Go attack him. And that's all it is. It's jealousy from Beck. The man is a bag of pure lunacy. That's all Beck is. He's suing himself right now. The man is nuts. He's lost his grasp on reality. I don't think he ever did. He has talked that he's had some mental issues that he cured by going in some kind of spinny thingy. I honestly believe he's back to drinking. He was an alcoholic, but if this is him sober, holy shit, he needs help. Beck is a nutcase that should be in an asylum, not on the radio. And the latest polls for LA Times poll has Donald Trump up 2 points. Now, really think how bad it must be that even after twisting the polls, Donald Trump's still up 2 points. How much is he actually up if you looked at the real polls? That's the real scary point. And he's getting more message, calming down to where people can deal with him. I liked him the way he was. It doesn't bother me. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'd rather someone tell me I'm a fucking asshole to my face than butter me up and try to calmly tell me what they think of me. I like to be told straight out. No gloves. So, but Donald Trump's up right now. We'll see how long the liberal media allows it. As I talked about, the Democrat Louisiana governor has praised Trump even after Trump kind of slammed him for his efforts. And of course, he's now shamed he's now shamed Obama and Hillary Clinton. Well, at least Obama at this point is now going down there after sitting on his ass on his vacation and playing golf, making 10 rounds. The man should have become a professional golfer, not a president. He's watched this country burn to the ground as he went golfing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the show. I want to thank everybody. It's an honor that you have me here. I appreciate it so much. I am humbled by the dedication of others to listen to me, and I appreciate it. And with that, I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the Reaver of Common Sense. As a matter of fact, I have a special guest tomorrow, and you will see who it is then. So tune in 11 a.m. tomorrow right here on SHR and High Plains Pundit Radio. And I didn't set it up. See, I almost do this daily, and I don't know why I don't remember because it embarrasses the hell out of me. Have a good day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.